Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Marissa from The Budgeting Wife, and today I'm excited to share with you guys a collaboration video that I'm doing with Kelly from Freedom in a Budget. If you don't know Kelly, she is so awesome. You definitely need to go check out her channel, which I will go ahead and link below. Kelly shares such wonderful encouragement and inspiration to those who are getting out of debt and working on their financial goals. She herself is a recent newlywed to her husband Jamie, and they just got married and moved into an apartment together, which is why we're doing this collab today on 5 things I budget for while living in an apartment. Now, I myself just moved into a newer apartment in November with my husband. Once we finished paying off our debt in October, we moved out of my parents' house and moved into our own apartment again. So we've been loving getting back to apartment living, and as we're getting back into it, there are definitely some things that we put in our budget, and they are important to have for anyone who is renting an apartment. So I'm sharing my 5 things that I budget for an apartment, and Kelly will be sharing her 5 things. So don't forget to head over to her channel and watch her video once you're done with this one. Okay, so the first thing that I budget for while renting an apartment is renter's insurance. Now, this is such a necessity if you are a renter, because if something gets stolen from your apartment, if your neighbor causes a fire and the building catches on fire and you lose all your belongings, it's so important to have renter's insurance to make sure that those things can be replaced. Renter's insurance is super cheap, and we actually have it rolled into our car insurance. So with our car insurance and our renter's insurance, we pay about $116 a month, and that's for both. Renter's insurance is super cheap. I think that it's probably close to like $10 a month. So if you are renting an apartment, I would definitely suggest getting renter's insurance. This is a necessity if you're renting. Most places won't even let you actually rent a unit until you have proof of renter's insurance. So it's definitely worth it as the ease of mind to pay a few dollars a month and be fully covered. So the first thing that we budget for while renting an apartment is definitely renter's insurance. Now, the second thing that I budget for while living in an apartment is decor. Now, living in an apartment, it's obviously more of a temporary situation, and our long-term goal is to have a house and be able to, make that place our home. But for now, we are in an apartment, and this, though, is still our home. So we want to make it comfortable and livable and something that we enjoy coming home to every day. So I'm someone who loves to create fun, really nice, clean spaces. And so I have found such value in having a decor budget and making sure that I can go out and buy the curtains that I like, and just to make my place feel homey and welcoming to anyone who comes in. So even though you are renting a temporary apartment, I definitely suggest putting in your budget some decor items for your place to make it feel homey and welcoming and something that you enjoy walking into every day after work. Now, the third thing that I budget for while living in an apartment is internet. Now, this may seem kind of random, but internet is actually a luxury. Now, when my husband and I were first starting our debt-free journey and we lived in a smaller apartment during our first year of marriage, we really limited all of our extra wants and we just focused in on our necessities. But one of those extra wants that we had was internet. And it's kind of, in this day and age, becoming a necessity, but I will say that it's definitely a want. But this is something that we make sure that we include in our budget and something that we budget for. I will say that we don't have the best internet package, and it does take me about 3 hours to upload a 5-minute video to YouTube. So maybe we will want to upgrade to that nicer internet package soon. But for now, we just budget for the lowest kind of internet plan that we can have. But it's definitely been something that's important for us and something that we enjoy. So that's definitely the third thing that we include in our budget for living in an apartment. So the fourth thing that we budget for while living in an apartment are cleaning products. Now, when you're living in an apartment and you're being a renter, you aren't responsible for fixing your apartment. So if your dishwasher goes out, you call maintenance. If your faucet starts leaking, then you just call maintenance. So there are definitely things that you don't have to worry about fixing when you're a renter, but you are still responsible to keep your place clean. And that kind of goes into the decor aspect of you want to make your temporary apartment still feel like a home and feel like this is where you belong. So an awesome way to do that is to keep it clean. So I budget for cleaning products to make sure that I have enough, Clorox wipes to keep everything clean, but then also things like our windows. Being in an apartment, they're not the best quality, I'll admit. So they often get a lot of condensation, which sometimes causes a little bit of mold. So we are definitely responsible to keep those clean, keep them wiped down, and just cleaned up. So cleaning your apartment is an important pride of ownership. So definitely make sure that you're putting some value in keeping your apartment clean. Okay, so the fifth and final thing that I'm sharing with you guys as what I include in my apartment living budget is organizational storage. So when you're in an apartment, chances are it might be a little small. Our first apartment was about 700 square feet. The one that we're in now is about 1,200. So we have a ton more room, but for our first apartment, things were really tight. We only had a very tiny closet that we both had to stick all of our clothes into, so we got very creative with our space. We bought a couple over-the-door shoe hangers that really helped with organizing our shoes and taking up less space. And then we've also bought more organizational bins, like those heavy-duty, like Costco bins, that we can easily put into our storage unit that is outside of our apartment. So if you are living in an apartment that is a little bit short on space, I would definitely recommend, putting that in your budget to go ahead and invest in the things that are going to keep your apartment more organized, with closet storage, with under the bed bin storage. We definitely have those too. There are so many ways to make your temporary apartment feel like home. You just have to put a little bit of money into it, which is totally fine when you have a budget and a plan. So I hope that this video has been helpful for you guys of the 5 things that I budget for while living in an apartment. Again, don't forget to head over to Kelly's channel and check out her video, which I'll link below. And also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Also, I'd love to hear what you guys are doing for your apartment budget. What is something that you definitely have to include in your budget if you are living in an apartment? Leave me a comment below and I'd love to read it. Okay, so that'll be all for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. I just flipped my hair. That works.